All right, welcome, guys. This is Breakfast with the Brand. I am your host, Junior Frederick, and you are now tuned into the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. If you are now tuning in live, I need you to do two things. Number one, put some flames in the chat. Number two, let us know where you're listening in from. I have with me this morning the king of branding himself, Mr. Shan Raiz. So, Shan, when you're ready, let's definitely come out. Let's get this show started. All right.
Super excited, guys. I am so excited right now. I was able to actually read like 5 hours yesterday, guys. I promise you, like reading is my thing. Like that lights me up on the inside, man.
Sean, did you say read 5 hours?
Yeah. I was able to read for 5 hours yesterday. Most
Wow.
people watch movies and stuff, Netflix, and that's why they have the results that they have, right? I read, like that's my Netflix, like that's my binging. Like I love to read, and anytime that I'm able to focus and read my entire perspective, business, results, transform, right? And one of the things that I'd like to do right now for everybody that's like just tuning in, guys, if you're here, listen, I promise you that you are rocking with the absolute best, the creme de la creme. We just want to serve you, transform your lives, transform your business. Mr. B, if we can, let's just shift that perspective. Let's just bring that intro in one more time. That intro is short. I don't know. We might have to play that 2 times, but if you can, if it's absolutely at all possible, I just want to reset. I want to help people do a mindset reset. Can we play that intro one more time?
All
Guys,
right. That was nice.
yeah, guys, if you can type in the chat mindset reset. If you can, if you can't type right now, I just want you to close your eyes and think. Mindset reset. Mindset reset. Please, like go through the formalities, like go through the physical practice with me, like go through the physical actions. Behavior creates behavioral change, right? It's not conceptual. Building your business and going from 0 to 6 figures or 7 figures is not a concept practice. It is a behavioral undertaking. It's a behavioral undertaking. In order for you to be successful in your business, there has to be a behavioral change. That behavioral change starts with a mindset reset. But once you actually reset the mindset, you change the behavior and you can absolutely transform the results. So let's see who put that in the chat. Mindset reset. Let's go.
I see Jackie did.
That's right.
All right. Let's
Mindset
say
reset.
yeah, Shan. Let's say good morning to all of these lovely people here. So I see. I'm gonna start from the top. Mr. B, if you could just bring up some of these comments.
Phenomenal
Good morning to
morning.
the
It is
people.
a
I see Jackie.
phenomenal morning.
Definitely. So all right, Jackie says that was a fabulous intro. Thank you very much, Jackie. Phenomenal morning to you. Let's see who else we have. I see. Let's see. Michelle. So, Michelle. So, good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Phenomenal morning to you, Michelle. Welcome. All right. So, we have Jackie again from Florida. All right. We love Florida. You know, Sean, Florida reminds me of home for some reason.
I know.
Yeah.
Fun in the sun. Sand with the
Uh-huh.
brand. Let's go.
Yeah. So, this is Shade. So, Shade, good dawning greatnesses. Let's grow.
Yes, sir. Let's
All
grow.
right. Let's see. I see Charmaine as well. So, Charmaine, good morning to you. We
Shade was
also have
actually active on. He was actually active on LinkedIn before we even began. So thank you for that,
true,
sir.
true,
Yeah,
true, true. All right. I see Jennifer as well. Jennifer, good morning to you.
phenomenal
And
morning.
a whole bunch of other lovely people. So guys, phenomenal morning to you, Shan. We have an amazing show. Guys, I'm looking forward to hearing more about this topic. All right. It seems like I'm not gonna reveal a topic just yet, but I will say that it has something to do with marketing, something to do with audiences, I suspect. But we're about to find out in the next maybe 2 minutes, right? Shan, we're due for a break in 60 seconds. What would you like to say to the people before we go to break?
Mindset reset. Mindset reset. Inflict a new vision and transform your condition. Conditional change comes from a vision change. Condition change comes from a vision change. I promise you, this morning can mark the beginning of a new life for you if you so choose. A new life and business reset. Let's grow. I'm excited. Hey, 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 hey,
All right, guys, welcome back. This is Breakfast with the Brand, and I am your host, Junior Frederick. This is the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. So, Shan, let's jump right into it because you know I love marketing. Marketing is like my first love. So, I heard about something called market. Is it market gravity?
it is.
Now, before you get into this, guys, I want you to put it in the chat. Have you ever heard of market gravity? If you have heard of market gravity, put a number one. If you have not heard of market gravity, put a number two. Market gravity. These two words, they don't seem to go together. Market and gravity. So, guys, let's put it in the chat. If you know what this is, put a one. If you don't know what it is, put a number two. Market gravity. All right. So most people are saying number two. So, Mr. Rice, what is market gravity? What is that?
Market gravity is creating a black hole. Creating a black hole. Now, I remember when I did omnipresence and branded like a leader, that was the 7th week. And I said that I was going to create a new world, a new planet. That's what I said. I said we created this planet and we got moons around this planet. And I'm going to create another planet and then another planet and then another planet. And people were like, what is he talking about? I don't understand. Right. So we did branded like a leader. That's a planet in and of itself. Then we did coaching like a leader. That's a planet in and of itself. We created different rooms and a different solar system to support that planet. And then we did consulting like a leader. And if you know the consulting like a leader, then you know the leadership chess test, the 6 human needs, and the solar system and all the stars and the moons that we put around that planet to support that planet. And then we did closing like a leader, and there was the closers creed, and there was all of these different things to support that planet. But what people don't understand is that you have the power to create these planets, right? But when it comes to the marketing, how does someone get to the planet? How do they, this interspatial travel? How do they get to these different planets? How do they come into your world? How do they get to know you? Think of a black hole. What a black hole does is it sucks people in. If there's a shift, if there's a tear in the universe, it's described as a black hole, and it literally sucks everything in it, right? So you want to create a black hole in the market that pulls people in through the power of gravity. And the way you do that is through massive, massive activity and publishing.
All right, so let's
I'm going to stop there for a moment.
let's
Go
stop there
ahead.
for a moment, right? Let's stop there for a moment. So guys, I want you to put something in the chat. Let me know if you understood that. Because I heard a lot of planets, I heard a lot of stars, a lot of heavy words right there. Like Michelle says, I like it, sounds heavy. Okay. So guys, if you understood that, put a number 3 if you understood that. Right? So Shan, we're about to go to a different place, I suspect. And I want to make sure that everybody's on board. If you understood that, put a number 3. Because gravity implies pull,
That's
right?
right. Yes, sir.
Gravity implies pull. So let's talk more about that. When you talk about publishing, I want you to define publishing, because a lot of people may have one idea of what publishing may mean. They may have some,
Got it.
concept. So somebody might say, well, publishing means a magazine. Publishing means Forbes. Publishing means these different places. But what is publishing from the context of market gravity?
Content creation, consistent content creation. And all content is not created equal. Take a break for a moment and let that sink in.
Now,
Exactly.
while we do
Bring
that,
up, bring up,
Rebecca,
bring up what Jackie said.
all
Bring up
right,
what Jackie just said.
she said, I understand. She puts a free, and then she says that each of Shan's courses is defined as a planet, which is taking us to another level. Now, before we dive into that, somebody said that they did not understand in the chat. I think it was Rebecca. So let me just break that down
Okay, thank
just a
you.
little bit. So when you consider, so look at the words market, gravity. So gravity implies pull. Like we are on the earth, right? We can stay on the earth because of the force of gravity, because the earth has a pull, a magnetic attraction that keeps us on the ground. Yes, we could lift up our feet and all of that, but at the end of the day, what goes up must come down because of gravity. So Shan compared market gravity to a black hole. Now, if you know what a black hole is, a black hole, it sucks anything that is around it. It's a small point, very dense. Now, I love science. I'm not going to get into too much science. It's very dense. And because it's dense, like Michelle was saying, it's very heavy. There's a weight that comes with the presence. And that weight
Come on.
of presence that creates a force of attraction. Now, how does this relate to you? Your presence in the marketplace, the weight of your presence in the marketplace. Let me say that again. The weight of your presence,
Say it one
your
more time.
the actual weight of your presence, meaning the strength of your brand, meaning your brand equity in the market creates an attraction that pulls, I guess, anybody, your ideal client, if you're doing it right,
That's right.
towards you.
That's right. That's
Towards
right.
you. So that's what I understood by market gravity, right? And I believe that's what Shan is saying as well. So hopefully that sort of clears it up, Rebecca. So think about marketing, think about attraction. Magnetic marketing,
Thank you.
basically magnetic marketing based on the weight of your presence or your brand equity in the market.
The more activity, the more magnetic. Now, I'm not talking about frenetic. Frenetic activity is scattered, it's not focused. The more focused, yes, ma'am, the more focused your activity, the more magnetic and the stronger your pull. The stronger your black hole has the ability to pull people to you as opposed to you having to do outreach.
Right. So let's talk more about that. Now, just a little background on me. I love astronomy. I love these sorts of things. As a kid, I studied like stars and all sorts of stuff. I love this sort of stuff. So let's talk about gravity and let's talk about a solar system, right? So a solar system begins with the sun, as far as I know, right? If I'm not mistaken,
The center of
the
the
center
universe.
of the center of a solar system is the sun, and around it are the different planets. The planets revolve around the sun, right? So the sun is said to create that field of attractive energy that holds the planets in place, allows them to sort of do their own thing, but within the confines or within a boundary that we call a solar system. Okay. So when you talk about branding, and if we're comparing it to galaxies, etc., who is the sun in that whole scheme? Where do you fit in? Your presence, where does that fit in? That
Put it in the chat, guys. What do you think? Where do you exist in there? Where do you exist? What role do you play? Put it in the chat. We ain't gonna give it all away. We want you to do some. This is a thinking exercise. This is not a dialogue or a monologue. It's a trialogue. You need to be active.
so
You're not gonna.
so I see the answer. So Rebecca says the center, Michelle says I should be the sun, Jackie says she says the sun.
Very good. Rebecca got it 100%. Put Rebecca what she said up there. Now she didn't get it at first. Now she got it. There you go. There you go. There you
All
go.
right.
You are the centrifugal force. You are the sun within your solar system. Your programs are your planets.
So Shan, let us define programs. Hold on. Let me give some context.
Go ahead.
Because I recognize this is positioning for people who may not recognize it yet. This is positioning, but I want you to break it down because I want everybody to get this.
Oh man,
When you say,
do that on the inside, and it's not easy. It's not
okay,
easy.
hold on, let me pose my question.
Okay, go
But
ahead.
I'm posing a question in a way so that it helps everybody to understand, to break it down in very simple terms, right? So when you talk about your programs, the idea that most people that may be watching, the idea that most of them may have in their mind is that a program is a course.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got it.
Now, in the second week of Branded Like a Leader, we talk about expert positioning. And we showed how to develop what we call an expert positioning piece.
That's right.
That goes into your solar system as well.
Yes, it does.
So I want you to define, so based on what I just said, I want you to define what program is within the context of this.
Very good. Very good. I wish I could share my screen, but I know we're in a different program right now. We're in a different program right now. A program is a place of interactivity, an opportunity to interact. That's what a program is. So the book, The 7 Prerequisites to Success, is a planet. It's a place where you can interact. If you buy the book, The 7 Prerequisites to Success, you will get my mindset at the age of 36 or 37, like all of the accumulated information that I had at that time. All of it. You will take a walk with me that will bring you into my world completely. Completely. You will go somewhere. We will travel together. We will leave this planet. You will leave your problems and your complications. And when you come back, you will be transformed if you allow it to take on the process of transformation within you. If you accept it to be your own, you'll come back infected with positive energy. And you'll walk around people as if you're from another planet. That's one example. Everything that you create within your solar system should give a person the opportunity to step out of their comfort zone or their discomfort zone and move into another mindset or another atmosphere with you. Different conditions, different learnings, different skill acquisition. They're leaving things that are negative and they're picking up traits that are positive and characteristics as they interact with you more and more, as they go from Uranus to Pluto to Neptune to get closer and closer to you, or further down the axis and the continuum.
Guys, so there you have it. So a program is an opportunity to interact. So let me sort of break that down just a little bit more. So program in this context is any piece of content that you have. Any piece of, so whether it be a video, it could be a book, a video, it could be a picture, it could be a meme. Do you understand what I'm saying? It could be a meme, it could be anything, because you're positioning that around the sun, which is around you, right? To pull them in closer. And as they come deeper and deeper into the ecosystem, they approach the sun. And we'll be talking more about that after the break. How exactly do you position those quote unquote programs in your ecosystem? And what does it mean as people get closer to that sun? So, guys, I want you to put it in the chat before we go to break. What does it mean for people as they get closer and closer to the sun? Guys, let's take a quick break, Mr. B. We'll be back in a few seconds. Let's grow. right, guys, welcome back. This is Breakfast with the Brand, and we are talking about market gravity. All right, so let's get Shan back out there. So, Shan, this is a very interesting topic. Guys, if you're enjoying this, put some flames in the chat. This is a very interesting topic. So, I want you to, for everybody listening, let's take a trip. So, let's say that we are approaching, who shall I use? Let's say Rebecca's. Let's say we're approaching Rebecca's um, solar system. Now we're talking about gravity. Now, I'm assuming that the gravity is the greatest next to the sun because the sun creates that force of attraction. So, for somebody coming into Rebecca's solar system in the context of programs positioning, what should be the first stars, the first set of stars, or the first set of planets, etc., that they encounter? Let me say
Come
that
on,
again.
guys. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Say
What's
that
going
again.
on? What so as a person begins to move past your ecosystem, move past your universe, cross you in the marketplace, what are they pulled by? How do they get caught in your field of gravity? We did an exercise. We did an exercise in the beginning of Branded Like a Leader. It was actually in the Leadership Leverage Executive Coaching community prior to the launching of the Branded Like a Leader course, right? And plan it. What we did was we asked everybody to Google themselves, like Google your name. And if you Google your name, you will get an indicator of your pull in the marketplace. So everybody do me a favor real quick. Pull up another browser, right? Pull up another browser. Google your name. Just put your name in the Google bar. Make sure there's a space in between your first and last name and press enter. And then see how many results come up. It should say about blank and then results. The blank is the number. So about 5,000 results, 700,000 results, 1 million results, or no results. Put that number up. Put that number up in the chat. Do the exercise, put the number up in the chat, and let's measure your pull. Yes, ma'am. But what is the number after your name, under the news, the videos, the images and maps? There is a number. It says about and then a blank and then results. So what are the results? What are the results? How many results do you have? Does anybody want to share? It's okay if you don't have any. It's fine. That's what this is designed to do. Bring awareness. So leadership development, which we are deeply ingrained in, leadership development is all about heightening your sense of self-awareness. So I want you to be aware of yourself more so that you can realize if no one else is aware of you and your presence. Because if not, you've got work to do. Not thoughts to think, work to do, right? Okay, Charmaine, what is under the results? Think about that. What comes up as the results? So it should say about, and then there should be a number and results. And put up how many results you have. The results that you have is how many pieces of content you have.
Look at Michelle's comment.
Michelle's comment up.
Okay, so her content is that. So she says, "My name is common, so 29,300,000 came up, but my content is at the top."
Okay, very good. So that makes a lot of sense that your content is at top because you're consistently producing content. Now, if somebody's looking, let me ask you this. Is the entire first page yours? Michelle, is the entire first page you, or is there other people bargaining with, competing, and in your space? And take acknowledgement to that term, in your space, because you want to own your solar system. So when someone Googles your name, you should have the first 1 to 10 pages of content. That's how deep your pull is. So when someone comes across you, they are magnetically drawn to your content. Now, everybody needs to have, just think of the solar system that we're on, like the physical planet that we're on. This is the 3rd planet in a solar system of 9. 3rd planet in the solar system of 9. So how many programs, how many pieces, how much content are you producing to produce that black hole market gravity effect?
Now, Sean, I want to go back to my original question. I think Michelle actually got the answer. She said somebody got the answer. Somebody said introductory content. Mr. B,
Yes.
can we bring that comment up? I think it's at 9:25 or something. 9:28. So Michelle said introductory content. So yeah, if somebody's coming into your solar system, introductory content. But let's look at what introductory content is. Introductory content is basically saying, this is who I am, this is what I believe. Very important. MVPs, write that down, your belief. What do you believe? And this is where I stand. So, what do you stand for? What do you stand against? Some people call this top of funnel content. Top of funnel content is meant to pull people, or what you commonly refer to as lead magnets, right? To capture people's information, pull them into your ecosystem, and take them to somewhere where they could learn more information about who you are and what you do. So if I'm on the edge of Michelle's ecosystem or her solar system, I'm seeing introductory content or top of funnel content that makes me interested in what she wants to, what she has to offer, right? And most of the times that could come in the form of a book, that could come in the form of a masterclass, or it could come in the form of a whole bunch of other things. So it is actually the introductory content that is the first set of stars, etc., that somebody sees and they say, yeah, this looks really good. I want to learn more. And so, Shan, I want to ask you a question based on that. When you look at positioning, people who build, let's say, generational impact, like people who are legends, people's names who will live on even after they are gone. I noticed that a lot of these people, they build these solar systems and they use a lot of items like books, like, and I could name a few people, I won't name anybody, but they use things like books, they use videos, a lot of video content, a lot of quote unquote introductory content.
They also publish in other people's platforms. Think about that. They publish on other people's platforms. So it's not only your platform. We publish on Forbes platform. We publish on Entrepreneur platform. We publish on Yahoo Inc., right? There's multiple different platforms that you can write for, be a part of, guest, publish in. There's so many different things. Charmaine just spoke at a different event that was not her own, but she was a guest speaker. So speaking opportunities, Kimberly did the same thing. We were able to position her and place her where she was able to speak in her state. Multiple relationships and opportunities arise from those events. So speaking opportunities, writing opportunities, blogging opportunities, any guest appearances. Think about it in music. In music, there's a lot of mixtapes and compilations. Very rarely do you see or hear. I remember when it first began. I remember we used to get an album and be happy to get the album and listen from one artist. And then they started doing collaborations and new artists were introduced on seasoned and veteran artists programs or planets or albums, and you were like, wow, okay, so you go get an album from this person, but you're listening to this new person. There's so many opportunities around you to collaborate and gain gain the attention of someone who's passing by or who's a part of another person's solar system. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? And listen, it's just like that. You're walking into another person's ecosystem. You're walking into their universe. You have to ask for permission, create a relationship, and if they grant you entry, you have opportunity to expose yourself to other audiences and other markets, thus adding to your gravity and, like Junior said in the beginning, the weight of your brand presence.
Definitely. So when we look at that, let's talk about that for a little while. Solar systems sort of colliding, right? When solar systems collide or when galaxies collide, right?
Okay.
And if you look at, because you mentioned something there that was super powerful, and most people, they sort of, they know it but they don't know it, if you know what I mean. The collaboration thing, the concept of collaboration, that is a form of marketing. But most people,
Relationship building.
it is relationship building, but it is also a form of marketing.
Of course.
But most people, they don't see it as marketing. You know, sometimes I think one of the best things that somebody could develop is the ability to see what they're looking at. Let me
I,
say that again.
I like that. Go ahead. Say that again, sir.
I think one of the best abilities somebody could develop is the ability to see what it is that they're looking at. Because the two of us may be looking at the same thing, but I may be seeing something else, or I may be hearing something else.
Clarity sets you free.
Yes, it does.
Clarity sets you free. Clarity frees. If you can't see what you're looking at, then you're already there.
That's right. And when we talk about solar systems, galaxies colliding, that is a form of marketing. The official name of it is called what you call parasitic marketing. That's the official name of it. It doesn't imply anything bad, of course. I don't know what parasitic implies something bad, but in this context, it's not bad. It's actually good. And in fact, a lot of influencers, they do it. It's like this guy, all right, this guy has a list of 1 million people. You have a list of 1 million people. If we're spending money to
Let me give
acquire,
an example. Let me
yeah,
give an example real quick. Put it in the chat if you ever got an email from someone who introduces another person to you.
uh-huh.
If you ever got an email from someone who said, hey, thank you for following us and we greatly appreciate it. And I don't really do this often, but I want to introduce you to my friend X, Y, and Z who does X, Y, and Z. And for the small amount of time you got an opportunity to come into this system, this podcast, get this new book for a fraction of the cost. And you guys know I don't do this regularly. I don't introduce people to you, but I promise you that this guy is the truth when it comes to X, Y, and Z. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly. And it's so funny you mention that because I was actually on I went to a webinar the other day, and that exact same thing was taking place. One influencer, he was marketing the book of another influencer, and they did this huge webinar. And the other influencer came
I
on and
probably know
started
who it was.
speaking.
But
Of course
yes,
you do. Of course you
yeah.
do.
But this is
He,
what happens.
he
This is
came on,
the
yeah,
way it works.
yeah. He came on, and in the middle of the thing is like, hey guys, we've given you so much value. I need you to click the link right now, purchase this book. And I'm sure he must have closed thousands of dollars
Yeah.
just there. So that is a form of marketing.
But
People don't realize it.
let's
But
focus on this key focus and this key opportunity that people are missing. They're like, why doesn't someone offer me that opportunity? Why isn't anyone introducing me to their ecosystem or offering me? How many of you would like to be introduced to another person's ecosystem, another influencer's ecosystem, someone with more impact than you have? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat if you would like for someone else to bring you into their ecosystem and say, this is someone I vouch for. Trust me, they're phenomenal people. And anything they say is absolutely phenomenal and vouched for 100% by me. You all have offers. You all have offers. You all have programs. Watch the problem, though. The problem is you're not publishing consistent enough. So those people who would, they're gatekeepers. Those people who would vouch for you don't know you yet. And if they've heard of you, you're not consistent enough yet for them to say, there's value in our collaboration. Honestly, right now, it would be a handout. And you don't want a handout. You want to earn your right to exist. You want someone to say to you, to outreach to you, to offer to you the opportunity to collaborate because your ecosystem is so lively and vibrant and valuable that they see the value in you. Right now, when I said that, you probably thought of 10 people like, wow, if so-and-so just offered me into their stuff, or if I could go into this person's stuff, or if I could be over here in this person's stuff. And you're right, they would. But that's because of what they've earned from consistently publishing, maybe 10, 20 years, consistently, super activity, 10 times a day on multiple different channels. Compare that to your activity. Compare their market pull, their traction, their black hole, their market gravity. Compare that to your own. And you'll see why nobody's checking for you.
that's right. So, guys, we're about to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to dive a little bit deeper, believe it or not, into this same subject. Let's go. All right, guys, we are back. This is Breakfast with the Brand, and we are talking about market gravity. All right.
Let me just say something real quick. I love what Kimberly just said. Put Kimberly's comment up there, please. The last one she made.
She says, earn your right to exist.
That's it. That's it. Like, that's the key. That's the key. That right there is the master key. The way you earn your right to exist in a field of ours, which is value, right? Valuable services and products, but value is you have to give value, massive value. Everybody wants to take a withdrawal from the universe, but very few people have put in the deposits to justify the withdrawal. So what happens is they go to their, that might be too harsh. That might be too harsh. They ask the universe for something. Let me say it that way. They ask the universe for something and the universe does not respond. And they're like, why, universe? Why can't I? Why can't I? And the universe is like, thou shalt not go forth. Right? You have not built your brand big enough. You want to do phenomenal things, but the guardians of the galaxy are like, thou shalt not go forth. And you're like, I don't understand. I'm a good person. This thing is not about how good you are. If nobody knows you exist, marketing is bringing awareness to your existence consistently. Most people get a toxic shock. Write that down real quick. And yes, Sierra has an interview, phenomenal. Yes, ma'am, congratulations. But watch this. Most people have a toxic shock. And they start producing value almost in response to something. Like something rubs them the wrong way. And they have a toxic burst of energy and they start shooting off some text or shooting off some memes or shooting off some perceived value, but it's almost the tonality is off, the pitch is off because it didn't come from a good place. So you'll see somebody active in the marketplace for 3 days, maybe 3 weeks, and then you won't see them for 3 months. When that happens, you erode more equity than you could have possibly built in that time. Because that's what most people do. Most people come for 2 months and then they're gone for 3 years. And they always popping back up saying, oh, guys, I went through something and I'm back now. Please allow me to reintroduce myself. How many times have you reintroduced yourself? When someone comes and they do something wrong, it's almost like fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So it's that much harder for you to build trust and gain market gravity. And you're competing with people with huge marketing budgets, which is why I always say, brand you, not what you do. Be authentic, speak with your morals, values, and principles, and tell your story. Because if you do that way, you're able to outpower other people's only specific marketing messages. They're just offering stuff all the time, and people are inundated with the consistent offers. So you got to understand what you're battling with. You're battling against Netflix, you battling against Starbucks, you battling against all of the marketing messages, you battling against the latest power edition. You doing battle all day. So you can't do it the wrong way, because doing it the wrong way is worse than not doing it at all. You only got one time to make a first impression. You got to do it the right way, and then you got to be consistent. And if you do it the wrong way, but you're consistent, the market will have mercy on you and shut you down or tell you what you're doing wrong. So if you start promoting and you start publishing and nobody's responding, that's letting you know you're doing something wrong. It doesn't mean stop. It means tweak. It means pop. It means research. It means improve. But don't stop. Because the moment you stop, what happens if the gravity stops? Right now, gravity on this planet, if it just said, you know what, I'm tired, I'm sick today, my dog got hit by a car, I'm not doing it today. Today, gravity gonna take a day off. What happens? What would happen? The same thing that's happening to your business right now. Get busy. Get busy. Everybody floats away. That's right, Michelle. Everybody leaves.
Everybody floats away.
Everybody floats away. You already dealing with all the distractions. So the moment you take a day off, people take a year off. But we're trying to create businesses that are going to be sustainable. And listen, more than the business that you're trying to create and more than the money that you're trying to get, who are you trying to help? That's more important. That's more important. Of course, you want to help yourself in the process, but watch this. For every 100 people, if you get one input, that's a beautiful thing. But if that's the case, then you got to help 10,000 people to get 10 inputs or 1,000 inputs. So how much value do you have to give and how busy do you have to be at it? That's right, Sierra. There's
I was just about to say.
Ecosystem.
I was literally just about to say, Mr. B, can you bring up Sierra's comment? So she says your audience will be pulled into someone else's ecosystem, and that is the correct answer, people. If the gravity
That's why
stops,
we're here.
that's what's gonna happen.
That's why we're here. That's why we were on Clubhouse last night. That's why we had a community call Thursday. That's why we have multiple calls within our community or our solar system on the planet of the Leadership Leverage Executive Coaching Community. That's why we promote the branded like a leader, the coaching like a leader, the speaking like a leader planets every single day on multiple platforms. And before I had a team, I did it myself. There is no excuse in business. You either do it or you don't. But if you do it, see, it's not, people think if you build it, they will come. Nope, never going to happen. Never going to happen. Look at the moon. The moon has no gravity. The moon has no gravity. So think. If you build it and you don't market it, you don't tell anyone, no one will come. No one will come. However, if you build it and you begin to publish about it consistently, you're building momentum, you're building traction, you're building pull, you're building your magnetic activity, and you're beginning to create a small pinpoint of a black hole, and it grows. It grows as you are consistent. The moment you stop, it begins to contract. It's just like your bank account. As you're pouring into it, it begins to grow. The moment that you stop, it begins to contract. Listen, guys, we're going to be going real deep into this inside of the Leadership Leverage Executive Coaching Community, super deep into this. My goal in my business is to help you build yours, right? My goal in my business is to help you build your profitable, productive brand that produces value for massive people. So if you're in that space where you want to create massive value and create a phenomenal income for yourself, this is why we do what we do. And this is where we talk about it and give you a piece of what we talk about on the inside. So don't think this is the end all be all. Oh, I'm going to wait until next Saturday, because next Saturday we'll be talking about something else. If you want to go deep into this, if you want to go deep, then you need to get in contact with somebody on my team. Email support@SeanRyeEast and find a way, find one of those planets to attach yourself to. Find one of those planets to attach yourself to so you can begin to accumulate this skill set that we're talking about, one of the multiple skill sets that we're talking about: branding, coaching, consulting, marketing, speaking, so that you can begin to build your own ecosystem and actually exist as a sun in your solar system and begin to create your world. Because if you never do, you're going to be at the mercy of someone else's politics, someone else's gas prices, and someone else's decisions for you and decisions for your life. Like how many hours you work, like what you get paid, like where you go on vacation, where you can afford to go on vacation, whether you have a vacation or a staycation. This is freedom talk. And we're taking a freedom walk. And we would love for you to take the walk with us.
That's right, guys. If you've enjoyed today's episode, I want you to put some flames in the chat. So this has been, personally, Sean, this has been very interesting for me, market gravity, and sort of talking about positioning from, that perspective. And listen, this is so deep. We could go even deeper into this topic, but I'm going to reserve that for
another time. Let me just say one thing, guys. Let me just say one thing, and I know you know it. Mr. B, bring in the outro as soon as I say this. It's cold on the outside. Let's go.
What I love about this is that, honestly, when I stepped into this room, I had no idea how it was going to not only touch my mind, but it touched my soul. I'm serious. My soul and my spirit. Like, I'm going to be a better human being because of this. And I'll be able to show my sons a better way because of this, what you have shown us and taught us. But in terms of what you taught, I will apply it. I promise you that. I will get back in communication with you. If I'm not able to follow through, I will get back in communication with you, Sean and Junior, and let you all know exactly my progress, because I will never forget you guys. I love you guys. I mean, I know, like my sister, she'll say, Francine, you just fall in love so fast. But for the right reasons this time. I do love you guys. You guys have touched my heart and my soul. Thank you for that.
August 19th, 20th, and 21st, guys. 3 days, 19th, 20th, and 21st. August. Business to Brand Bootcamp. How to take the business idea that you have, right? The LLC, and turn it into a BRAND. Listen, guys, this is how you're going to go from 4, 5 figures to 6, 7 figures regularly. We're going to give you the 5 keys in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, August 19th, 20th, and 21st. B2B Business to Brand Bootcamp. Let's grow.